Hey guys, Flamin' Shark back with another video. We back. This is not just a random video of Attack on Titan and then boom. No, I'm back. I'm like really trying my absolute best to keep this going. So you guys will be getting the Volume 6 Adam character short today. This is kind of a weird case because I've already recorded Volume 6 Chapter 1 and the Adam character short, and I did both of those. And you guys will be getting this video. I recorded those on Monday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. You guys will get the soundtrack and the Adam character short tomorrow on Wednesday when you guys see this. And then on hopefully Saturday, if everything goes according to plan, you guys will get Volume 6, Chapter 1. So yeah, this is the RWBY soundtrack for Volume 5. I actually got these from, so these are lyric videos. I'm well late enough for that. These are all from RWBY. So I didn't get them from Flint this time, who I know always does them. So shout outs to RWBY for making this. I don't think they've made any videos since the soundtrack, but it, you know, all the same, that's where I got the videos. So shout out to them. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. So I'm really curious to check this out. I'm really excited. This should be really fun. And also, yeah, links down below in the description to the channel where I got the lyrical videos for, because it's a lot easier for me to react and analyze the songs when I'm looking at the lyrics. And, you know, the easiest way to do that is to get lyric videos. I have actually not bought this soundtrack yet. I buy the soundtrack beforehand, but I don't listen to it. In this case, I actually had never got to buying it, so I will probably be buying it in a day or two, or possibly out right after this. But I definitely will be purchasing it. You got to support Jeff and Casey, as well as the show. It is kind of an indirect way of supporting the show, but I feel like that's kind of more of a Jeff and Casey thing, obviously. Anyways, the first song is The Triumph, which is the Volume 5 OP. It's been a long time since I've heard this, actually. So I might not remember all the lyrics from the first, you know, like 90 seconds or whatever. But I really am excited to hear this song. All the OPs have been amazing in this series. This Will Be the Day. You got This Will Be the Day, which is OP1. Then you got what the fuck is the second one called? Wow. Yeah, the first one is This Will Be the Day. The second one is, wow, why can't I think of what the second one's called? Time to Say Goodbye. Third one is When It Falls. Fourth one being it's like a bedtime story, tragedy with no big reveal of the hero's glory. What the hell is the fourth one called? Let's Just Live. Let's Just Live. For a second I was thinking, no, that's this one. No, this is The Triumph. So the fourth one, Let's Just Live. The fifth one, The Triumph. And then the new one, which I have heard, because I did react to episode 1 already. You guys won't see that for a few more days, but I have reacted to episode 1. So the 6th OP, I've heard the shortened, you know, the version used in the anime in RWBY. Don't want to trigger people. But anyways, really excited to hear this one. I'm assuming this will be one of the better songs. I'm really excited for a couple of these. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say. This will probably kind of just be a general theme, kind of referring to all the characters, but might have specific lines for some of them. We'll have to see how it goes. Anyways, let's check this one out in 3, 2, 1, and play. Back to the fairy tale, back to the show, back to the wall and there's nowhere to go. Hopeless and desperate, all past adverse. Things looking bleak, yeah, they're bound to get worse. Helpless and doomed and there's no way to win. Goals unachievable, faith running thin. Lost and forlorn, impossible odds. That's when you'll learn you've been messing with God. And in your grim, tear up a limb. Strike me with bolts of lightning. I won't die. The battle seems unwinnable, but all we need's a miracle. We're going up, we'll never be They wish away the dismal days and bring back what is gone. We'll waste our tears on yesteryears, instead we'll carry on. New stuff. Killing it, Jeff. Damn. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I guess that's probably RWBY. Nice. 5. Are we really though? I don't know if I agree with that one. Sure. Heading toward the sky. I like that one a little better. The dismal days can't bring back what is gone. I'll waste more tears on yesteryears, instead we'll carry on. Interesting. Be the ones to touch the sun, the triumph will be ours. Ooh, Destiny. Ooh, that's a big line. You know it, girls. Yeah, the denying fate. Yeah, that's very fitting. Damn! Oh, we're powered by every tear that's dried. That's a line and a half. I'll probably have to go through 2 of these, but I was already half done with this one. We will endure, and though our goal is far, we got more? Well, that was kind of sudden. Is that it? Yeah, we're done. That was the triumph. So, I will admit, I was kind of waiting for that big piece in that song where they kind of went slow. And, you know, a lot of RWBY openings, RWBY OPs, have had that big piece where they go slow, and Casey really slows it down. Jeff slows all the instruments down, and we kind of have this, like, heartfelt, soul-y moment. And there were moments where the song slowed a little bit, but we didn't really have that moment, which I guess kind of makes sense with the theme of the song. This is the triumph. This isn't about, you know, reminiscing on the past or any of that stuff. In fact, the whole song kind of, like, Let's Just Live is kind of like, you know, we've been through shit, so right now let's just worry about living every day and enjoying life. But it was still a sad song, even though it was kind of like trying to get past what had happened in Volume 3. But this song is more like, it's not about living anymore, it's about the triumph. We aren't just going to live, we're going to win. And so that's a very victorious song, and I think that's why we didn't really have that softer part, at least not to the extent that most of the OPs have had. I don't really count Volume 3. It's kind of a special case, because while Volume 1, 2, 4, and 5 are from a hero's perspective, Volume 3's OP is clearly from a villain's perspective. So it's a little bit different in song structure. And there isn't a lot to analyze there compared to the other 4 OPs, because that OP is sung from different perspectives than these, which are typically sung from, you know, you generally say heroes, you could say RWBY, you could say all of them. You know, I think there's, like I said, there's lines that even in the thing, you know, had to be used, you know, white font, black font, yellow font, red font to reference, you know, Weiss, Blake, Yang, RWBY, all those potatoes, main characters and stuff. It was a really good song. I love the song. I've loved all 5 of the openings. I haven't, at this point, I've messed with the new OP, the 6th OP, a lot, but I haven't really gotten the song down much. I can say I really like it as well, and I'll be very curious to eventually, when I react to Volume 6's soundtrack, to hear the full song for the first time. But this was a really interesting song. I'm a little unsure how I feel about it overall, though, because it was, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite song, I think, of all the openings. I still think that's probably I think it's still probably Time to Say Goodbye. I think I still give it to the second one. I mean, the first one's amazing, but the second one is just so good. And the second one, it's so good. The third one was really hardcore, but it really worked for the season especially. I feel like this one, you know, it was really good, but it wasn't my favorite. But Casey and Jeff don't make bad songs, so, you know, you're not going to get, like I said, you're not going to get a bad song out of those two. You're just going to get ones you prefer over the others. That one was probably one of their better songs, but I wouldn't put it up in the high echelon. It wasn't anywhere near, like, my favorites of all time, like I May Fall, or Red Like Roses Part 2, or even Sacrifice, which is a song that I think doesn't get enough talk. It's one of the best songs, and it's one of the most mysterious, and just, it's one of the better songs they've written, but in regards to, like, RWBY lore and the story, it's incredible. But yeah, really good song. So next up, but I don't have too much, I mean, because that was kind of a general theme, there wasn't, and it didn't, like, it wasn't like Volume 3s, or even Volume 2s, or even Volume 1s, like, a lot of, like, I feel like this didn't have much to analyze. I kind of mostly just enjoyed the song. There wasn't a lot of deep discussion to make about the Triumph, because it is just the Triumph. There wasn't a lot, there were a few lines that were really interesting, but most of it was just me rocking out and enjoying the song, because Casey and Jeff are gods. Well, Casey's a goddess, Jeff is a god, but you get the point. So I really enjoyed that, and yeah, that was fun. But I didn't have a lot to say about the song, even though somehow I'm still talking about the song. So the next one is Ignite. Ignite is the Yang song, obviously, that I believe played in, if I'm not mistaken, it played in the Volume 5 Yang character short. Now, it's interesting because I actually looked up the official order, because I think these videos ended up being made out of order, and it's weird because Ignite actually comes up, and I was a little surprised by this, but Ignite came up before Path to Isolation in the soundtrack. So I'm going by that order, but I'm surprised because Path to Isolation was in the Weiss character short, Ignite was in the Yang character short, and the Weiss character short was, of course, before the Yang character short. So I was a little surprised to see that Ignite was the second song on the soundtrack and Path to Isolation was the third, but I assume it's the order in which Jeff and Casey made the songs, which do go by canon order, I believe, although I still have no idea what Smile is. I'm looking at the soundtrack. The Triumph is the OP, Ignite is the Yang character short song, Path to Isolation is the Weiss character short song, which I know is also kind of like Mirror Point 5, which is part .5, which should be really interesting because Weiss songs are always incredible. Don't know what Smile is at all. All Things Must Die was Raven versus Cinder's song. This time, it even says From Shadows Part 2. I believe this was the credits. And then All That Matters, I assume, was not in the volume. But Smile is the fourth song on here, so I figure it must have played in the volume. And, I mean, if you look at the lyrical songs, I mean, the first three are the OP and the character shorts, and then you skip all the way to Chapter 13. So Smile could have been anywhere from Chapter 1 to 12, if it did play, so I don't know. I have no idea what that is, though, so, yeah, it looks like everything's going good there. Anyways, let us continue with the second song from the Volume 5 soundtrack of RWBY, Ignite, in 3, 2, 1, and play. This might have some more stuff to analyze. Nice. Sounds like Yang. Nice. Oh, got a little. Damn. You're pretty damaged too, though, Yang. That just makes me think of Becky Lynch. You definitely have scathing eyes. Yeah? That's a really interesting line. Yeah, this is an interesting song. Yeah, referencing the red eyes. Jesus. Yeah. Whoa! 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 Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's legit. Fuck yeah. Yep, she's finishing this shit. Oh, that was a really cool little effect with the aching urine. I like that. And again, with the playable side, the repeating line. That's true. That's legit as fuck. Wow. Fuck yeah, Yang. Yeah! Woo! Oh, that was oh, this song's on fire, literally and figuratively. I love it.
Desecrate, leave you in a foul state, put you in the trash with that nonsense you perpetuate. Why you get me riled up? Don't you know wild, bro? Bet you'll understand when I'm pissing on your ashes on you. When you feel the force of this blast, you'll crash like a cardiac explosion based on school. This a bloodbath. Try to get
Let's go.
What you made me do? Told you I was slaughter you fools. You lose blood, cold ice water. Do reaches my bag of tricks. Hit you with the baddest licks ever. You'll never contend. I win. Bringing out the beast in me, challenging my decency. Now I gotta ask, do you really want a piece of me?
Nope.
For the pain, suffer when I hit your brain. Erase your essence of earth. Don't need to explain.
Remnant, but it's cool. I assume that was Lamar. Actually sounded a little different than him, but his flow was pretty similar. I should have expected that. It was a freaking Yang song. Well, that was sick. Holy shit. Woo! That was good. Oh, man, Yang song's always killing it. I mean, Weiss songs always kill it, too, and Pat the Isolation's up next. So let me set that up before we... Let me discuss that, although I might... No, we're probably going to get Pat the Isolation in before I have to cut for the second part. Wow, that was literally and figuratively some fire. That was Ignite from what was actually, believe it or not, my least favorite... Well, yeah, I think it was my least favorite character short we've ever had. We've had 5. RWBY's in Volume 4, which I liked quite a bit. Weiss is in Volume 5, which is the one that the next song was from. Loved it. Blake's in Volume 5, which was really cool, even though that was kind of more Ilya's than Blake's. Yang's in Volume 5, which, like I said, it was fine. It was some Yang and RWBY sauce, but it wasn't anything special, I don't think. And then Adams in Volume 6, which I'll be posting alongside this video today. I loved Adams. Loved Adams. So that was the Yang character short song, Ignite. Oh, 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 oh. Yang, 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 I love you. That was an incredible song. It obviously fit the situation, but I think it fits even better to her current state, in Volume 5 and so on. Because she has gone through all that strife, and she kind of even said in the song, like, just the ordinary person who's, just the same, who hasn't gone through shit, they're just lame. I mean, that's basically what she said. And, I've gone through all the shit. And that, it is hard, it's rough, but that's also what makes me awesome. That's what makes me cool. That's what makes me tough. That's what makes me rise above and ignite. And that song really did a great job of portraying Yang. Obviously, some of those words I don't think Yang would use, but all the same, it really had that spunk and fire. And that's something that Casey has done so good with Yang's songs is I always feel like I'm listening to a Yang song because Casey, she has a certain spunk to her when she sings a Yang song. And, whether it's, whether going all the way back to the OGs, to I Burn, or, I think even more so, though, in her more recent Yang songs. You look at I think it was the Volume 4 end credits theme. It was the one that was kind of about Yang kicking Adam's ass and, a little Blake in there. Like a little, you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the name of the song for the life of me. But it's like Armed and Ready, which that song was really, she had so much spunk in there. And then here in Ignite, another one where she just had a lot of sass and it was wonderful. Love me some Casey Lee Williams. She's an incredible singer and her voice has evolved. I mean, she was this beautiful, singer as a girl. She was like, barely a teen when she started doing this for RWBY. And you can even tell as a vocalist, she's really grown into a woman. And I personally think she's better than she's ever been now. But it's crazy to hear the evolution because you can listen to her sometimes from, especially when she does songs where she, pulls out a little bit of little depth in her voice. She sounds so much different than she did in Volume 1 soundtrack. So it's actually incredible to hear that evolution of her voice. And I appreciate the work that both of them put in. It's incredible, and it's one of the best things about this show. I think it's something that I think everyone would universally agree, even if they weren't a fan of RWBY, that this soundtrack is absolute fire. Like, oh my God, it's incredible. So the next song is The Path to Isolation, which is the song that played during the Weiss short before Volume 5, and there's a really cool picture, fan art of Weiss. I absolutely adore this. Oh my God, that's an amazing picture of Weiss. You guys will see it in a second when I start the song. But you found some, that's awesome fan art of Weiss. But anyways, I'm really excited to jump into this song because you guys know Weiss songs are some of my favorite songs. This Life Is Mine probably being my favorite Weiss song. And I didn't even mention This Life Is Mine when I was mentioning my favorite RWBY songs of all time. This Life Is Mine is definitely up there with Red Like Roses Part 2 and I May Fall and a few others. It's one of the best. I think it's the best Weiss song. It was the last Weiss song because that was Volume 4. That was the one that she actually sung an excerpt of in the show. Weiss is the actual character. So you have, because we've had Mirror Mirror from Season 1, which, that very repetitive. Not many lines in that song, really, but that was kind of more for like a fighting trailer anyways. Mirror Mirror Part 2, which was incredible. That was in Volume 3. Mirror Mirror Part 2 was so fucking good. This Life Is Mine, which was incredible. And then Path to Isolation, which I believe this is kind of a song that's referring to Weiss kind of, again, pre-Volume 1, because this short was pre-Volume 1. But maybe not, because the Yang one that we just listened to felt more about present Yang, even though that short also took place prior to Volume 1. That was a flashback short as well. But let's jump into this and see what we got. The Weiss character short theme of The Path to Isolation from the RWBY Volume 5 soundtrack will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play.
It starts with the unexpected loss of something
as great as Casey is in the rock shit, I think she's at her best when she's doing this like soft this Weiss thing where her voice is carrying it.
That comforted and cradled just disappeared.
Like I could see her being like a freaking like real life like, you know, this is like idol.
In its place, there's nothing, just an endless empty.
I remember this part from the, you can't forget it.
The way is gone and darkness takes control.
Is she referring to Winter there? The light that showed the way is gone.
And anger are quick to fill the void.
We've seen that volume 1 twice.
To isolation is littered with the dreams that laid.
Oh! Oh, now every Weiss song is deep as fuck. Like, that's 100% because Weiss is deep as fuck. And I've said it, she's the best character in RWBY at this point. Like, she's been perfectly written just about.
Seems to grow in my soul, it's consuming me.
Yep, we've seen that.
Confused, and I'm losing myself in the storm.
Yep.
Growing jaded, being pushed, being pulled, I'm unraveling.
Oh, like Tokyo Ghoul?
Can't find myself when I'm constantly forced to conform.
That's so true. That's so true. That's such a great line.
Surround me, but the worst appear as
Oh! Oh, man! Oh! That's why she's in trouble making friends, because they all just want the money and the prestige. Oh, whoa. Yep. There. Yes! Oh! I think that's the part where she said, Winter! In the character. Jesus, that piano. The piano just caught me. Whoa. Oh, that's so good. Drain is such a perfect word to describe that. Oh! That! Oh! 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 You're a goddess, Weiss. You're a fucking goddess. And to hear this, after having seen 5 volumes of Weiss, to hear this, going back to early Weiss, killed me. This is really close to the classic Dear Dear shit. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, not tell me, it's help me. Actually, that's the part when she says Winter. Yeah, because it was kind of funny, because it was Who Am I? And then Winter! Did we get the full song? Wow, okay, I guess I was wrong. We actually got the full song in the character short. I guess so. I have heard that song, but it was during a bunch of other sound effects and all that stuff. It was, it was hard to focus on and all that stuff, so there was a lot going on. So most of those lyrics, aside from, like, the early parts, I didn't remember at all or even, like, make out and all that stuff. That was the path to isolation. I loved the Yang song, and this one might be biased, but I like Path to Isolation even more than Ignite. Fucking incredible. Just absolute straight fire. Fire. Oh my god. Damn. That is some sus. Whew. Oh man. Casey killed it. Like, she absolutely slayed it. Her and Weiss songs, Weiss songs and Casey are literally a match made in heaven, because that's when she really gets to show off how good of a singer she is. Because it's really, when Weiss songs are really songs. Like, they don't have a lot of, the support, the musical support is just complimentary. A lot of times the piano comes into play, but her voice is always the primary focus in any song involving Weiss. Whereas in some of the other songs, we might get to rock out or do some other stuff, and we, I mean, her voice is obviously the big thing, but it's not like as center stage as it is during Weiss songs, which, she really gets to showcase just how good she is. And that's why the Weiss songs, one of the reasons, aside from the great writing of these songs, why Weiss's songs are some of the better songs in the soundtrack, which is saying a lot because it's a great soundtrack. All 4.5 soundtracks have been incredible, because I haven't gone through all these, but I'm so excited for All Things Must Die. I'm curious what Smile's going to be, which is our next song. I know there's From Shadows Part 2, which I think is this time, which I believe is supposed to be Gira and Blake singing, I believe. It might be Sun and Blake, but I think it's Gira and Blake. But I'm excited for that. And there's one more. There's one other one. I think it's All That Matters or something. There's another one, though. I'm pretty sure it starts with an A. I think it was All That Matters. But, yeah, as far as the path to isolation, or as some people I remember memed all the way back before Volume 5 started as the path to Weissolation, which is adorable. That was one of my favorite Weiss songs. I liked it more than Mirror Mirror Part 1. I'd have to listen to Mirror Mirror Part 2 again. It wasn't as good as This Life Is Mine, so I'd have to listen to Mirror Mirror Part 2 again. I think there's a good chance I liked it more than Mirror Mirror Part 2, but Mirror Mirror Part 2 was incredible too, so I don't know. It's, I'd have to listen to Mirror Mirror Part 2 again, honestly, but to see where this ranks among the Weiss masterpiece songs. But the real thing, what we need, is Red Like Roses Part 3, because, let me tell you, Red Like Roses Part 1 was not a RWBY song. Red Like Roses Part 2 was probably, to this day, still the best song they've ever done. And it's the only RWBY song we've had. It's the only definitively RWBY song in the soundtrack. The entire soundtrack, Red Like Roses Part 2. Like I said, Red Like Roses was not a RWBY song. Red Like Roses had 4 lines. One of them was for RWBY. The other 3 were for Weiss, Blake, and Yang, respectively. So, yeah. Really good stuff. Love the song. I think that was probably the best one so far. Personally, I think I've liked each one better than the last. Shocking, because usually the OP is one of my favorites of the season. But so far, I would say the OP is probably my least favorite of the 3 songs. I actually really like the OP, but it didn't blow me away. And I will admit, especially with the OP, my expectations are crazy high. So it was an awesome song, though. Loved it. So let's see what we have in store, because we still have 4 more songs. I'm going to take a second to reset my camera, probably grab another Dr. Pepper, and yeah, we have 4 more songs. So I might have to do a second cut later, or I might get the final 4 songs done in 40 minutes, but I do like to talk about them. I haven't gotten to the point to where I felt the need to pause any of them yet, but I do think that could happen. I'm trying not to pause any of them, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, we'll jump into this in a sec. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the flash with the next episode. God, see, I'm so instinctual, used to reacting to shows. I'll see you guys in the flash with the next song, which is Smile. So I get to find out what the fuck this is in a sec. Anyways, yeah, peace. Hey guys, we're back. We're about to start Smile, which is the 4th track on the RWBY Volume 5 soundtrack. And I see Ilya fan art, which means it's an Ilya song. This must have not. It's weird that's the 4th track, but this must have been an unused track for Volume 5, because I swear I don't remember Ilya getting a lyrical song at all. Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't think I've heard a lick of this one, because I don't remember a lyrical song for Ilya in Volume 5 in any context. I don't remember a lyrical song until, I really don't think there was a lyrical song in the entire volume, like excluding like the shorts and the OP, until chapter 13. I think it was in the penultimate episode, because All Things Must Die played in chapter 13, and I'm pretty sure this time was the end credits theme for the final episode for chapter 14. And I think that, so in the end credits theme kind of doesn't count, the OP doesn't count. Really, I think the only song that actually took place, like, mid-season was All Things Must Die in chapter 13 in the Raven Cinder fight. I really don't remember another one, and I certainly don't remember Ilya one. I don't remember one called Smiles. I think this is a song that's entirely new to me. Oh, it's Ilya too. So this might be about her shit with Blake. I mean, we kind of had the weird controversy with Bumblebee last year, you know, how gay of a song that was, and how that apparently was just Jeff and Casey or whatever doing their own thing, as opposed to it being an actual kind of semi-canon nod to Bumblebee, regardless of how much of that was true or not. I do believe that this is probably going to get pretty gay. I have trouble imagining we're going to have an Ilya song that's not gay. The alternative, though, actually, you know what? What am I talking about? How did I forget this? The Blake character short at the end, in the credit, or not even the credits, at the very end of the Blake character short, there was a theme. So this might actually be kind of a White Fangy type song, but it's called Smile. So that kind of makes me, okay, so maybe, okay, never mind. This probably played in the Blake character short. At the end of the Blake character short, there was a lyrical song that we got like 2 lines of or something crazy like that. So we really didn't hear it at all. But I do remember that. So Dr. Pepper number 2. This will be the final Dr. Pepper. If I need to switch drinks, it'll be water after that. Oh, so cold. All right, let's do this. I'm really curious about this. It's either going to be kind of White Fangy or kind of gay or kind of both, given Ilya's potatoes. I'm up for either one because I love Ilya. I love gay things, and yeah, I wouldn't mind an aggressive song either. So let's see what we got here. But it's called Smile, so I'm kind of assuming that it's going to be more of a song, kind of, you know, sweet or slightly gay song. Although the fan art that was chosen is a little aggressive, but I guess we'll see. Anyways, let's jump into Smile, the fourth song on the RWBY Volume 5 soundtrack in 3, 2, 1, and play. Ooh. This is probably the best start of any of them. I really like this. Oh, I love this music. Ooh.
Child, our daughter, sit while we talk a while.
Is this supposed to be Ilya's parents? The ones that died?
No misdeed.
Talking
Still
from...
they'll put your life on trial.
Oh my god! Whoa! Oh god, I got chills and I'm kind of getting emotional. Whoa! I never even considered this. Whoa! Holy shit, this is gonna be a Ilya. Oh my god, this is gonna be... Oh, Casey's gonna totally come in too. Casey's gonna come in later. Dad's talking to her and then Mom's gonna talk to her. Ilya doesn't sing in this song. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Run it back. We're running the shit back to 0. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, these are her parents basically giving her the talk like, you're different and people don't like difference and people are afraid of different and you're going to get persecuted for being different even though you've done nothing wrong. Oh.
Child,
oh, jeez.
sit while we talk a while.
That's so...
You've done
yeah.
no misdeed.
Yeah.
Still they'll put your life
So fucked up.
like your family, far from any state of
Two of the things that trigger me the most is racism and sexism and like anything like that. That type of stuff really pisses me off. Yep, there's Mob. I mean, like, there's a lot of messed up stuff in this world, but oh, they're telling her about how she's gonna disguise herself as a human. She's gonna hide the fact that she's a father. Yeah.
It's only for a while.
Oh.
Take what you need.
Take what you need.
Leave them to
Whoa!
me.
Whoa!
Let them know bitter while your revenge is sweet.
Whoa! That song changed tone real quick. Whoa! 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 It's still kind of peaceful, but it's gaining a little speed too.
The secret, pretending you're just like them.
Wow.
Live their
Like a princess.
in the kingdom
Oh.
of self.
Oh my god.
Play their game now. Do what it takes to win.
Legit.
Give back all they keep from you.
Fuck yeah. Jesus, wow. That line wasn't subtle at all. Oh, wow! And that's what she did. That's what she did. Oh my god! She did smile. That's a line. I smiled or whatever it was when she like, or I remember the line. This is. Oh my god. Then yeah. Wow. Yep. This song. Oh! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Oh my god! Yes! This song was not expected at all. This is so far off from what I was expecting. This is so much better than what I was expecting, but I just wasn't prepared for it. Wow. Oh. God. That song was incredible because you know what that song did? That took a justified, I don't want to use the term villain, but, you know, in this particular case, I'm going to call her that. Now, obviously, not anymore, but in the context of when this song played, it takes a justified villain and it makes her feel so much more justified. Like, and I think that's an interesting thing about it, is like, that song, like, just, I love the, like, dichotomy of, you know, people, you could say Blake and Adam. I feel like Ilya and Adam are actually a better dichotomy. And, like, especially because we didn't really get to see much of Blake in the White Fang, and it felt like even when she was in the White Fang, she was very touchy about what they were doing. And that's the gear in her, to be fair. Like, she was raised that way. Ilya was willing to go a lot farther than Blake, but there's still that dichotomy with Ilya, and it's like, Ilya, you know, Adam is obviously willing to do anything and a half, and, you know, I think after a while it almost became more about him than the Faunus, but Ilya is just so, you know, it shows her bitterness towards humanity in such a relatable way, and I think, and this is something I've talked about going back, I think I talked about it in my Volume 1, like end of Volume 1 reactions, but like I've talked about it before, I know, on the channel. you know, everyone gets the parallel that Faunus, the parallel is you know, at least in regard, is racism. And, you know, if we want to talk America, you know, traditionally, while there is racism towards, you know, every race, I think, you know, the one that, you know, most people think of when they think of racism is whites and blacks. And, you know, Caucasian, African Americans, you know, there has always been that kind of racial divide. Obviously, it's very well noted in U.S. history, obviously going back to, you know, slavery and then all the segregation, all the shit that, you know, all the fucking shit that has gone through over the years. And, you know, obviously the Faunus kind of parallel that, you know, in a sense. And, you know, but actually to have a line to even reference the skin, it was really kind of interesting, because I guess in Ilya's case, her main, like, trait of Faunus is actually her skin, because she's chameleon. But I didn't it's interesting to hear that, because with a lot of Faunus, it's, you know, it's a horns, or it's a tail, or it's some other trait, not the skin. And it's just so interesting to do that. And there was one line I loved so much. And I think it was Casey that sung it, but it might have been Jeff. But it was a line basically saying, "You'll be glad you're not them." And that was just, that was maybe my favorite line. There were so many good lines in that. That whole thing, that caught me off guard twice. Because at first I was like, oh, this is going to be probably a really gay song about Ilya and, like, her feelings for Blake or whatever. And then I'm like, no, get fucked. This is a song from her parents. At least I get the idea it was her parents. I'm not entirely sure anymore, but it definitely felt like it was her parents who died in the mines. And then the second part. And then there was the line about them bleeding, and it was telling Ilya's story and how she pretended to be a human, and she got into this fancy prep school living like a princess, all that stuff. And then, you know, you were hoping that they'd change, but they didn't. And there'll be that moment where you'll know to give up the act and to fuck them up. And that was literally what happened. It was such an Ilya. It was almost like an Ilya from, like, after the fact, at that point singing to her earlier self, or I don't even know. Like, I assume it was still kind of meant to be her parents, but, like, everything about that was just so good. And, like, that song was just perfect in, like, so many ways. It was, like, perfectly delivered. It was perfectly managed. It was, like, just that song out of nowhere. Okay. I don't think as a production of a song it was my favorite, even though it sounded wonderful. I can't put it over Path to Isolation in terms of song production, because Casey's voice in Path to Isolation is godly. And, Jeff does a great job of making songs that focus on the singer so heavily, but still have the perfect accompaniment. So I can't, like from a musical perspective, I can't put it over Path to Isolation. And even from a lyrical perspective, I don't know if it would beat Ignite or Path to Isolation. But from the context to RWBY, I think Smile was the best song when it relates back to the character in RWBY, which is saying a lot, because I felt Path to Isolation and Ignite were great for Weiss and Yang, but maybe because they've had songs and, you know, you are kind of retreading stuff a little bit with them, whereas Smile is for a character who's never had a song, might never have another again. It was so good, and Ilya is such a great potato. She is kind of an iconic character now in RWBY, you know, being the first, you know, openly gay or bi character, you know, I mean, based on what I saw, no spoilers for, don't want to talk about Volume 6, Chapter 1, but I think confidently I can say gay character in the show. I mean, and that's going to be something that is going to be remembered. I think Ilya is a great character regardless, so she is going to be remembered, but she is a bit more of a side character. But that is a big deal, and she's going to be remembered for that, but she's also going to, I would hope that she's remembered for this song, and I hope this song doesn't get lost, because she was a great character. She had multiple great character moments in Volume 5, and they used her so well in Volume 5. She was one of, I think, the triumphs of Volume 5. Volume 5 was a mixed bag. I thought they did a lot of things amazingly. A lot of things were kind of done a little poorly, in my opinion, with RT, with the crew. But Ilya was a character that I feel like they handled exceptionally. And, the fact that she had a song like this the whole time blows me away, because that song is incredible. And I think that's all I got to say for Smile, but holy shit, that was incredible. That caught me so off guard, that song. The next song is All Things Must Die, and I got some Cinder fan art here on the screen, which you guys will probably see in a moment. So this was the song that played during the Raven Cinder song. Now, I remember listening to the lyrics, and I think that this song was Raven singing it to Cinder. Alternatively, it could be Cinder singing it to Raven. It could also be neither, but I would imagine one of them is singing violently at the other, especially given the fact that Cinder lost the fight. I think this is going to be Raven singing to Cinder, even though this was mid-fight when the song was playing. I'm really curious to hear this one. This is probably the one I've been most excited for. This was a super rock, super hard song, but it's going to be very dark. Between the title, All Things Must Die, and then the kind of context of Raven and Cinder, and, you know, they were basically having a fight to the death in Downfall in Chapter 13 of last volume, and Raven won. Cinder died. Again, going into kind of Volume 6, you guys can kind of see my thoughts on that in Volume 6, Chapter 1 a little more. I don't think Cinder's dead. I don't think anyone really thinks Cinder is dead with the way she died. But it'll be really interesting to hear this song, and I wonder if and I do wonder though if this is referring to Cinder dying. I do wonder if this song is perhaps a little metaphorical. If it's perhaps referring to Cinder dying in a metaphorical sense, which is what I am going to probably focus on, unless I feel like this is Cinder singing to Raven, then I'm going to focus on like entirely different shit. But I think if this is Raven singing to Cinder, now obviously like Raven would be meaning it in a literal sense, but I'm really curious. I feel like this could be a very interesting metaphor for Cinder's character in a lot of ways. If this is Raven singing to Cinder, like I said, it could go either way here, because I don't know any of the lyrics. It was so long ago, so yeah, but let's check this out, and that's the thing, like, you can't really make anything out, because this is a, like, rock-ass song, and it was in the middle of my favorite fight in the entire series. One thing that Volume 5 got right. I actually enjoyed the Raven-Cinder fight more than even the huge set piece of the Nevermore and Deathstalker versus Team Juniper and Team RWBY fight from Volume 1, which was this incredible set piece that really only Monty could do. Certainly in the RT team, only Monty could orchestrate, and that was incredible, especially for them to have such a scene in Volume 1 of RWBY was insane, but I do think that this fight, while a lot more anime and a lot more potato, I think this was probably my personal favorite fight. Although I actually love the fight in Volume 3 in the flashback. I know this is kind of a weird fight to call out, but I actually, for whatever reason, am also in love with the Amber versus Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury fight as well from the flashback in Volume 3. But anyways, let's jump into All Things Must Die, the 5th song, I believe, in the Volume 5 soundtrack of RWBY. In 3, 2, 1, and play. Ooh. Okay, this is like a super rocky song, but we're starting with like a slow piano build. Oh no, there was another one. I thought it was just going to be 4. I'm pretty sure there were 4 the first time. Probably All Things Must Die. Wow, this really is a slow piano build. It is building, though. Also, that fan art is sick. I love kind of like fan art like that. So she's using red font, or he or she, I'm thinking Raven, Cinder. I don't know if Hedda is a dude or a chick or whatever, but they're using red font. So I guess they think it's Cinder.
Soon your time to go.
I think I could see Cinder saying that.
Life is just a journey. Yours is spirit sent.
Yep. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
This world trends.
Bloody evolution, this world transcend. I got chills. That's a reference to This Will Be the Day, the first OP of RWBY. Bloody evolution, this world transcend. Is this talking about Cinder evolving both physically and... I mean, but again, bloody evolution, this world transcend. I guess that's just talking about the way that the world's going, but... Again, you know, I keep wanting to metaphorically apply this song to Cinder because I feel like Cinder did die in Volume 5. Obviously not like literally like she's dead, but I mean like a part of her died. And I think the Cinder we're eventually going to get is going to be a lot different from the Cinder we've known. And I don't mean that in terms of appearance, like, oh, she's going to be more grim or anything like that. No, I literally mean the person she's going to be the next time we see her is not going to be the person that was who we saw at the end of Volume 5 or even before that, before her, you know, big injury at the end of Volume 3. I think we're going to see a completely different Cinder when we next see her. But the bloody evolution line really got me because I don't think that's a line. I don't think bloody evolution has ever been referenced in any RWBY song since it was sung in the Volume 1 OP. This Will Be the Day. So anyways, I ran it back a little bit. Let's continue. Yep.
This world transcends.
That's awesome. That is so cool that they reference bloody evolution.
Black out the sky.
Okay.
All
Ooh.
things must die.
Oh, God, Casey. This is what I'm talking about with her deep voice when she pulls it out.
This is the end. Here's where you'll die.
This is the part from the episode.
So just say goodbye.
It is very aggressive.
When you're finally gone.
That could be Raven or Cinder.
Sing your swan song.
Swan Song does make me think Raven prefer. Yeah? That makes me think of Cinder, though. Yeah, thanks. Don't fear demise, eh? I like that line. Black out the sky, all things must die. That's pretty good. Ooh. Oh, that's a cool line. It didn't matter, we'll always evolve. Wow. See, that almost feels like a Salem thing to say. Ooh.
Rest now subsides.
Calm down again.
With fate collide.
Huh. Oh, more shit. The sky. Okay, some more of the black at the sky, all things must die. That's an interesting line. Your final hour. Submit to the end. Time to be one with the sky. Ooh, really pride. That's your guy. Surrender your pride. Let death be your guide. Again, it's weird. To me, it actually, I know this sounds crazy, but to me, like, again, the early parts of the song, not so much, but especially those lines feel so much like Salem referring to Cinder. Surrender your pride, let death be your guide, all things must die. It's like, it could, I mean, it's like a metaphorical thing, but it's like, Cinder, because Cinder has these fatal flaws, and it's not the fact that she's part maiden or part grim. I mean, sure, that's going to hurt at times. But generally, that's a strength. Here's the thing. Her pride has fucked her. Really I mean, I'm not going to put her pride as the reason she got fucked in Volume 3. I honestly think Cinder did do what she was supposed to do and did it properly, and I think Cinder really took care of everything exceptionally for the villains, despite what happened with RWBY. But Volume 5, she fucked up. She made multiple mistakes in Volume 5 that led to what eventually would happen at the end of Volume 5 with her and her death, quote-unquote. And it just fits so well. It's like Salem is trying, Cinder is her if Salem's the king, Cinder, not necessarily, I'm not saying she's higher ranked than the others, but being the maiden and all that stuff is kind of her queen piece. It's her trump card. And Cinder is young, and she's very prideful, and she's very potato. But if Cinder would be insanely deadly and terrifying. She's already insanely deadly and terrifying. But if she surrendered her pride, and whether metaphorically or maybe in some weird literal sense, she died and is still around, but she died in a sense. But I think it's probably more metaphorical. That would just make Cinder fucking insane. And I know it's probably not, but it just, to me, I can't help but feel like that's actually, I mean, obviously that could easily be Cinder singing to Raven or even Raven singing to Cinder, but it feels like it fits. And with the way that I think Cinder is going to be portrayed the next time we see her, this line fits really well. Because I think she's finally going to kind of lose that cockiness, and she's just going to be fucking, So yeah, I think Cinder's really going to go places the next time we see her. And yeah, I think this song actually fits that. But anyways, I ran it back a little bit. Let's continue. Fair enough. Yep. All things must die. Oh, that was the last line. I had no idea that was the end of the song. Holy shit. Oh my god, I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that I was almost done with the song. I probably should have just finished it before going on that little rant. That was All Things Must Die. And that was, that was one of the best, that was one of my favorites, for sure. I love that song, and, that was sick. So yeah, that was All Things Must Die, and I just want to check something real quick. No, it's really weird. I have fucking, that's so weird. It looks like I have, Flints for this time. Oh, Jesus. No, don't play. And that's so weird. So I have, really? Alright. I guess I used both of you, because for this time, I have Flint's lyrical video. Okay, that's really weird. All the other ones I got from RWBY, but apparently I got this time from Shadows Part 2 from, apparently I got it from, Flint. So, I shout out to Flint too. I guess I got these from both of you. Okay. But anyways, that was All Things Must Die, and, wow, great song. I'm not sure how exactly I'm supposed to interpret that song in terms of like singer, who it's being sung to. It feels like a Raven, like Cinder feels like the aggressive parts feel very Cinder, especially in Volume 5, because she's, you know, very aggressive in Volume 5, but, you know, there are lines that kind of, there's a lot of lines in the song that make it feel like we're talking about Cinder's death, which makes sense because she did end up dying in that episode, so that seems to almost make more sense, right? But Raven singing it to Cinder almost doesn't feel right. Salem, on the other hand, it does. Because, like, that's such a Salem line. All things must die. That just feels like something she would say, right? And then, again, the surrender your pride, let death be your guide. Such a Salem line. Because that's the thing. Salem's not a fan of Pride. Like, she just wants people to do what they need to do, and Pride gets in the way of that. So it just fits her so well. There's a lot of lines in this song that fit her so well. Now, the aggressive parts I don't think of her that way, but then again, you know, we haven't seen enough of Salem, so maybe we haven't seen the more intense side of her. You know, we've seen her calm angry. We haven't actually seen her fully explode and go angry, except for Emerald's illusion at the end of Volume 5. That was hysterical. So yeah, that was a really good song. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Because, like I said, I feel like my gut is telling me, and maybe it's been confirmed that Cinder's singing that song to Raven or whatever, I don't know. But my gut is actually telling me it honestly, and maybe this is just me kind of interpreting things, you know, incorrectly or whatever, but I'm sure you guys can see what I'm talking about. That song, to me, kind of feels like Salem singing to Cinder, and it's more of a metaphorical demise. It's a demise in the sense that, you know, you're fucked, more so than you're died, but you come out of that, and the Cinder we knew died that day. Like, that's what I'm trying to get across. Cinder, as we know her, died when she fell off that fucking thing, frozen, and that whole thing. Cinder died. And the person that we're going to see, when the character of Cinder Fall comes back, it's not going to be the same Cinder that we knew. That's what I'm basically trying to get across, and when I'm talking about a metaphorical death of sorts. And I think that would be a good way to at least keep some impact to her death without... you know, while obviously still saying, hey, she didn't actually die. So you get it. Fair enough. And yeah, that sums up that. So yeah, there is going to be one more cut, and we're going to do the final 2 songs of the RWBY Volume 5 soundtrack in a flash. Peace. All right, guys, we're back, apparently with Flint's lyrical video for this time. So I guess, I think these are the 2 main people who do it. I think Flint's the main one that I think most people watch the lyrical RWBY soundtrack songs from. And then, yeah, even though I got mine this year from RWBY. But apparently I didn't get all of them. I don't know. Maybe when I was downloading them, I was like, maybe either they didn't have... this one up yet, or maybe I was just like, you know, I gotta take care of Flint. You know, I mean, he's trumpeting away, and like, I gotta give him something, right? So shout outs to Flint of RWBY Nation as well, which is the other channel that tends to do these type of videos that I know of. So this is this time, which is also in parentheses from Shadows Part 2. I'm assuming it's in parentheses because they don't actually say From Shadows in the song, if I had to guess, whereas they actually say this time, which obviously this time is basically saying, like, not necessarily a new White Fang, but, you know, this time we're going to make things work. And again, Gira is the one that's heading that up, which furthers me thinking that this is probably a Gira Blake song, because I believe, as opposed to a Sun and Blake song. And we've also had Sun and Blake songs. I feel like we've had 2 where they've sung back and forth. I know we have, like, Morning Follows Night, which I love that song, by the way. Like, Morning Follows Night was fantastic. And then there was another song that I don't remember, but I feel like there was another Blake and Son song. So I kind of feel, I mean, it's probably going to be a third Blake and Son song, but I feel like it's actually going to be a Blake and Gira song. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, let us jump into RWBY Volume 5 soundtrack, track number 6 on the soundtrack. This time, From Shadows Part 2. Those are my hand parentheses, because I can't do quotations. I don't know parentheses. It's like From Shadows Part 2. In 3, 2, 1, and play. Alright, so Blake and Son are in the video. Oh, I like that, how it's kind of like slowly... It's almost like glitching, like it's slowly getting brighter in tune with the piano. Okay. That's referring to the people in Menagerie. Fair enough. True. Oh, I love that, the black yellow. Ooh, that's a good line. That's the hope. Nice. Hey, nice. I love these lines. Oh no, From Shadows, yeah. Nice. Yep. Oh, I love the little effects there with the BGM. Okay. Yeah, that's probably Son, I think. Yeah, references to Volume 5. Downfall was the name of episode 13. Even though... Whoa! That's dark. Jesus, that's really dark. Wow, I love it. Yep, no sexual release. Blake, Son's always gonna get cucked. It's okay, I love you, Son. We must win our life. I love that line. And I love the way she said over. Over. Yep, yep, yep. Hell yeah. Yep. That's the goal. It's a hard thing to do, but it's possible. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. It's gay, but it's awesome. Hell yeah. Over. Yeah, I love that. Enlighten a new state of mind's a cool line too. A new flame ignite. And into the light. Okay, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool video. You know, Flint's got his shit on. That was a great little song there. That was interesting. So yeah, that was This Time from Shadows Part 2. And I really enjoyed it. I thought that was a really cool little song. I think it was my least favorite song. I'm not going to lie. I can't believe it took that long for the Triumph for me to beat a song. I mean, the Triumph's the opening, and I love the opening. I love all 5 of them. I can't believe the opening is my second least favorite song of the volume so far. But I have to say right now, at least biasly, I don't know, unbiasedly, I'd probably say the best song is probably Path, I think, but, or maybe even either Path or, what's it called? I wanted to say Divide. No, the Raven Cinder, the Cinder song. It is a Cinder song. No matter what, it's a Cinder song. All Things Must Die. I think I'm going to go, I think I would say my number 1 is probably Smile. I fucking love that song. Number 2, we're probably looking at All Things Must Die, I think. And then number 3 is probably Path to Isolation. All Things Must Die, I think, does trump Path to Isolation for me for 2. 3 is Path to Isolation. 4 is probably Ignite. 5 is the Triumph. And then 6 is This Time. This Time, it's actually funny because the 2, Faunus themed songs have been probably my favorite and least favorite of the volume. I really like both of them, but, Smile hit me so hard, whereas This Time was just a good song. It was good. It was cool. I agree with everything that, Sun or whoever, I'm going to say Sun and Blake were saying. I love it. I love that attitude. That's exactly what they need to be doing. But that's really all I got to say about it. It was a cool song, but it felt like it didn't have that much depth. It was just saying, the story, but not in, a really deep way. It was just yeah, we gotta, be awesome. We gotta fight for our lives. We gotta fight for our future. We have to do it with the humans. We have to turn the spite into love, all that stuff. And it's awesome, and I agree with it, but it's not, it's kind of obvious, and it's what they're trying to do. Whereas a lot of these other songs were a lot deeper. Again, going back to Smile, that was this really deep song, and I didn't know where it was going, and it was it was her parents, I thought, and I still think it is, and then boom, there's a little twist, but it fits with the story from the Blake character short. That song made me like the Blake character short more than I did, which says a lot. So yeah, awesome. But all 6 of the songs have been great. We have one more. This song is long, for almost 5 minutes. This is all that matters, and I see the fan art, and I see Blake and Yang. Now, I just remembered, wasn't there a song near the end of Volume 5 in Haven's Fate, in the finale, and I think it was when the 4 of them were together, I feel like there was a song that played, and I guess apparently it's a Yang and Blake song. Oh boy. That's 2 volumes in a row. We're ending the soundtrack on a Blake Yang song. Now this one I believe actually played in the show. This one's probably not going to be as lewd as last one. BMBLB, Bumblebee, the song, shit was kind of hot and adorable and cute, but also gay and we about to watch 2 girls make out sort of gay, not the sweet, aw, I ship it gay. No. That was we're reading a fan fiction. Blake and Yang are about to get it on type of gay, but still in an adorable way. It was really weird, but it was amazing. This one, I'm assuming, is going to be a lot more serious, and it's going to fit the theme because they were reunited, and the Blake-Yang reunion was the final reunion to happen, of course. Blake was the final member of Team RWBY to join back up with the rest of the group because obviously RWBY was part of the main group, and then they picked up Weiss and Yang together. They picked both of them up at the same time, and then they got Blake later on because Weiss and Yang met up separately from all of that. So yeah, this is gonna be potato. Hopefully it doesn't make me cry. You guys know I'm a huge Bumblebee shipper. I think I'm a lot more open about White Rose because holy shit, Weiss and RWBY are so adorable, and I will admit, I think I've even gotten to the point to where I might like White Rose more than Bumblebee, but I am in love with both of those ships. But part of the thing with Bumblebee, And I've talked about this with a couple friends who kind of have the same feelings as I do. Not all of them are as passionate about White Rose as I am, but I think we kind of all agree that a lot of us really do believe Bumblebee's going to happen. It just feels like the window for Black Sun or Eclipse is kind of closed. I felt like, I'm actually someone that thought it was going to happen in Volume 4, and then it didn't. It didn't even happen in Volume 5, and now I feel like the window's closed. Like, it's weird. So, yeah, I thought they were going to do it, and then it wasn't going to work out, and then we get Bumblebee. But now I just think we're going to get, they've got to do Bumblebee. I mean, I don't know how long they're going to build it, because, I mean, Blake and Yang have a lot of readjusting to get to, because Yang's always is going to feel awkward about her for quite a while, but it just seems like that's the inevitable conclusion of their narrative, and especially now that we've introduced Ilya as this girl that was into Blake. Blake's going to see things a little differently, because, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, of course there's gay people, and that's cool, but you never think of, especially when well, at least you think of yourself as straight or whatever, you never think of the idea, I don't think, of if you're a guy, another guy liking you, or if you're a girl, another girl liking you like that. And I think, Blake never would have thought, because she's thinking about boys, she's thinking about Adam, whatever. She never would have thought, oh, Ilya, my really good friend, had a crush on me like that. And, that big moment in Volume 5 with Ilya and Blake, that was so good. One of my favorite scenes of the season, the big reveal that Ilya did have feelings for Blake, was very potato. And in that sense, it opens the door for Blake, who, I absolutely don't think is in any, at least as it stands now, like, bi or anything. But it at least puts it in her head. And that to me is like, it's just a little way of mildly planting the seeds for what I think will eventually blossom into Bumblebee. That reference would have been so fucking better if I was talking about Weiss and Ruby, because Blossom, Rose, fuck me. Anyways, all that matters, the final song from the soundtrack of Volume 5 of RWBY, or the final lyrical song anyways, because I'm not reacting to a bunch of BGM, or this video would be like 20 hours. Will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. This sounds a little familiar, but I don't know it. This sounds familiar. Also, I like how Blake is shaded out, so Yang's going to be singing for...
Never thought that you would stay forever.
Damn. First line's got me fucked up.
Never asked you to commit.
Damn! What the fuck? This is already gayer than I thought.
But I can tell you in my heart, I never
What the fuck?
thought you'd up and leave me without a trace to lead me. And now you're standing here with that look in your eyes.
Pause. What the I didn't think it would be this gay! Oh, I got chills. I'm pretty sure this song played in Haven's Fate, but maybe it didn't. Maybe this is another fucking Bumblebee theme that didn't play in the season, but... Fuck me. We're not going to run it back. We're just going to continue, but... well, no, actually, I want to... Never thought that you'd stay forever. Never asked you to commit your life. That's, yeah, commit your life. I mean, we all know what that means. There's really, only one... Commit your life only really refers to one thing. But I can tell you in my heart, I never thought you'd up and leave me without a trace to lead me. Like, that's so potato, because it's not even blaming Blake for leaving. It's leaving without a trace. And now you're standing here with that look in your eyes. Jesus Christ, I'm going to be a fucking mess by the end of the song.
The look that makes me hope I'll just believe you.
Oh! Oh, Jesus! The look that makes me hope I'll just believe you're... Jesus! Jesus! You just want to believe the lies that she really won't leave again. And oh, but you know in your heart, regardless of whether it's actually true, you know in your heart that it's all a lie. I'm at a loss already. What the fuck?
You're lost, you're found.
Yeah, I remember this part.
You're hard to pin down.
Yeah.
I never know if you'll come through.
You have that right, Yang. I mean, you're not wrong.
And you appear
Casey
together
killing
we're
it.
here. And that's all that matters.
For all that you're angry, despite that, this is the thing that's most important. Are you transition to Blake? No?
I could pull you from the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe help you find your wings and fly.
Damn.
But you're a path no longer that I travel.
That's so true. Holy shit.
The more I'm just defeated, my past mistakes repeated.
Damn. That almost sounds like
Risk
a...
it once again to have you near my side.
Oh, my heart!
Another chance to let you
This is so...
just destroy my pride.
Get the fuck out. No! This is so gay. This is... Jesus Christ, Yang. Oh, God. She's more gay than she's badass with this fucking song. Holy shit. And Yang's pretty fucking badass. That's saying something. Holy shit. Like, this is the thing. And this is so funny, because this actually plays into the narrative I've been talking about this whole time, is that regarding the quote-unquote love triangle, is that Sun loves Blake. That's obvious. Yang loves Blake. I feel like that's obvious. It's debatable whether Blake loves either of them. You could make an argument that Blake loves Sun. I think there's a weaker argument that Blake loves Yang in that way as it stands now. But I think what's undeniable about those three characters when it comes to romance is Sun and Yang are both fucking in love with Blake. And I think that's something that I feel like pretty much everyone can agree on. Like... And this song is just shoving it in our fucking face. And in such a brutal way, another chance to let you just...
You're lost,
You're found. You're hard to pin down.
I never know if you'll come through. Then you appear together we're here. And that's all that matters somehow. I feel like
Maybe Blake's not gonna sing.
running out of energy. When you just take everything in stride.
That really fits.
To you is no big
Ah!
sad, but it's true.
Jesus.
The one thing I can count on is that I can't count on you.
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking... The one thing I can count on is that I can't count on you. I can't believe I'm not crying because I want to kill myself right now. This song is not real. This song does not exist. I almost feel like this song is less real than the fucking Bumblebee song from last volume soundtrack. What the hell? Oh my god, it's so true, but like, again, this is the thing about the soundtrack. Like, we know these things, but like these deep, like, character, you can analyze a character and you can find these things about them. And, like, that's the thing. It's like we prefer that we'd actually see that in more detail. But then RWBY is a weird one because RWBY oftentimes doesn't show it in that super detail that some shows do. Evangelion. Steins;Gate. But the thing is that they do it through the songs, which is really weird. It's like, it's almost like, it's like Jeff decides to take it upon himself and it's just fucking, kills me. Oh, it's so good. So I guess Blake isn't gonna sing in this song. That's actually really clever then to have Blake kind of just... See, I thought she was like faded out because they were gonna fade her in and then fade Yang out, but... Oh. This song though. This fucking song. This is killing me. I'm fucking done.
You're lost, you're found, you're
Hard to pin down.
I never know if you'll come through.
Jesus, Yang deserves Blake so much, but
We'll
we'll see what happens.
Together we're here, and that's all that matters somehow.
God, this song is gay. Wow, Blake didn't sing. Is that it? That is it. Blake didn't sing. Wow. Wow. So I believe this one was done by RWBY. You're a genius. Having Blake faded out like that, one, it made me think Blake was gonna sing at some point in the song. But the fact that she's there, faded out like that, and then she doesn't sing, it kind of made the song better. Okay, so, I was talking about how Smile is biasly my favorite song because fucking Illy, and well, I don't even know if it was biased. It might just have been my favorite song because it was that fucking good. There's the bias. There's the fucking bias, all that matters, because fucking Bumblebee. Not even Bumblebee, just Yang's love for Blake. I don't even want to call that a Bumblebee song. That was Yang singing about Blake, and how much Blake has basically broken her heart, broken her in so many ways, and these deep feelings, and I want a scene in RWBY, I don't care if it's this volume or next volume or even further down the line, I kind of want the Bumblebee, if we get a scene where Blake and Yang get together, I want it to be Yang telling Blake everything she just said. Like, oh God, okay, the tears are starting to come. I want Yang to tell Blake everything she feels about all of this. I want Yang to be honest with Blake about how she feels about Blake, but also not just in the sense that she loves her, but in the sense that she feels like she could never truly trust her, and that's the thing. She loves her so much she can't even care. Like, I want her to basically unload that song on Blake when the time comes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Blake will have a fucking moment, but I don't think Blake will. I know Blake pretty well. They have this super awkward, sexual tension, and I think Yang's gotta tell her everything. Also, I downloaded these on June 12th. These have been on my computer for 4.5 months. So that is wonderful. And you'll get them on Halloween. I downloaded them June 12th. I recorded on October 30th, and you'll get them on Halloween. Holy shit. Wow. That was the RWBY Volume 5 soundtrack. I know I paused a lot in All That Matters, but that song had me fucked up. That song had me all kinds of fucked up. I love Yang and Blake. It is... I would say it's still my favorite chip in RWBY. White Rose has sucked me in for a couple years now, and it's just... Weiss and RWBY are so adorable. Yang and Blake, maybe, and I think this is another thing. Yang and Blake are really hot. Like, when I think of Yang and Blake, I think, damn, like, they're hot. And then Weiss and RWBY is more like they're adorable. And I think, at least in a shipping perspective, I think there is something to that, where, like, when it comes to shipping, I think adorable almost supersedes hot, because it's like, aw versus yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, obviously, Blake and Yang in many ways are adorable, but they're not adorable on the level of RWBY. And Weiss with RWBY is just so cute. And it's going to be really interesting to see the Team RWBY interactions, because RWBY and Weiss, they are like tighter than ever. And then Blake and Yang are kind of, they're going to have to work through a lot of shit. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that progresses. That's one of the, I keep talking about the villains, how excited I am to see what they do with Adam and Emerald and Mercury and other potatoes, but I actually think But it is worth noting that the interactions between the main four, of Team RWBY, is going to be some of the more interesting interactions in the season. And we are definitely going to get a lot of them because they're the main characters of the show, and they're all together now. So we can interact with them without splitting time away from the others because they're all going to be together for the most part. So that's something that's really nice about having your main characters, your title, your characters, your red, your white, your black, and your yellow, all in the same room. It's great. Or in the same proximity, or, part of the same general narrative. They're going to have their own side plots and issues and shit, but they're all part of the same collective sauce, again, which is something we haven't had in 2 volumes. They started to come together in volume. They were separated all of Volume 4. They started to come together in Volume 5. They didn't all come together, though, until the end of Volume 5. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This soundtrack was a lot of fun, too. It's a long process. I think one of the reasons I never did it is that 7 songs, you'd think it wouldn't take too long, but with me, it's a long fucking video. It was about 2 hours last year. I have no idea what it's going to be this year. I haven't really been paying attention. I actually don't think it's going to be as long as last year's because, like I said, last year's was I feel like an hour 55 or maybe even 2 hours. But I feel like this one is going to be at minimum an hour and a half for sure. It's probably going to be longer. But yeah, I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Love me some RWBY, and this was a great soundtrack, and this is super overdue. Somehow I didn't get to the sound. Literally, I just never got to the soundtrack. The thing that motivated me to do it now is because I got to do it because I want to post the Volume 5 soundtrack before I start posting Volume 6. So if I don't, then I'd have to wait to post my Volume 6 stuff. So anyways, Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I will see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.